I'm David Griffin. It's the 22nd of February 2018. I'm here at Derby and I'm talking to
Sarah Glenn, Charlotte Horton, Jane Smit.
Ladies, once again, thank you very much indeed for joining us as part of this heritage project. We spoke in the early interview about your formative years, about your skills and what have you. What I want to just focus on now is look at your performances, really, the highlights of your career. Charlotte, I'm going to start with you. You obviously played for many years for Derbyshire.
Yeah.
What were your happiest moments? What were your peak performances?
Well, there's a couple. One, when I came back from playing at Notts for 2 years, and my first game back for Derbyshire, I scored 177 not out in a 50 over game, so that sort of felt nice to come back and still be able to do it for my home county as such. And then secondly would be going out to Australia and playing on some of the test grounds. Really? In Australia, yeah.
What was that? Who was that with then?
With Western Australia for the stateside.
Wow.
So, and playing at the Gabba and things like that, which not many people can say they've done.
No,
so
absolutely.
it was nice to tick off.
So just go back to that 177, that was not out?
Yeah.
You say? And were you opening the innings?
Yeah.
So you batted all the way through?
Yeah.
And was that a record? Is that a record?
It was for the year. It was the highest female scoring county.
Really?
And it won the Walter Lawrence trophy for that year. So that was nice to get a grand in the back pocket.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was nice to come back because I went to Notts and it was a big thing to leave, to go, especially down to Notts, and had a couple of brilliant years there.
Was that about opportunity, Charlotte?
Yeah, and it was to challenge myself in Division 1 and play alongside some cracking cricketers. So.
Jane, it's difficult to know where to start with your career highlights, but over to you really. What would you, I presume you would put the World Cup as the pinnacle, couldn't we?
I mean, I guess I was quite lucky because that came so early in my career. I'd only been playing for 1 year, and then the first year that I got into the actual team, because the first year I didn't really play much on my first tour. So yeah, 93 when I actually got into the team.
So where was the World Cup played?
It was in England, so the final was at Lord's.
And what was the expectation around England's chances?
I think Australia were always sort of the favourites. So when we beat them in the round games, I think we thought, hey, we're with a good chance here. We played New Zealand in the final. It was at Lord's. Like mum and dad there, brother there, family there. So yeah, a massive occasion. So quite overwhelming as well. Like I say, my first time playing. So and then to win something like that so early in my career, was just absolutely fantastic.
And I guess the coverage was probably nothing like it is now. We're in 2018. England won the World Cup 2017, but it must have still been a significant amount of coverage.
I think they put the last bit of it on telly live, I think, on the BBC or something. I can't remember now. And there's quite a lot of coverage and stuff after it, but yeah, nothing like it is now.
Sarah, your career is obviously it's at the start. You told us in the last interview that you've played for the Lightning in the T20 Super League game at Derby, live on Sky Sports. What other grounds have you played at as part of the
So we
Super
had
League?
one in, it's gone blank then, one of the main ones I thought was at, frozen, the Oval, that was it.
Right.
Yeah, it was it was the final game, and I got told to open the batting, and I was a bit kind of shocked. I mean, I got told the previous game and I did open and it was okay, and so I felt a bit more easier, but I was opening again and I think it kind of just came to me a bit more. And my parents travelled down, my brother travelled down, and it was the last game and I kind of wanted to finish on a high, so I went in and got third pull duck, which wasn't great, and it really shook me up, and I came off really frustrated and upset, and I sat in the change room for like at least 10 minutes just like staring at the floor, like I was so angry.
You're on the first
so then we came out and then we didn't do too bad in the end, and then it was getting quite a heated game in the second innings, and we didn't know which way it was going to turn, and I came on to bowl and I was like, I just really want to win it, that kind of thing, or do well. And I took 2 wickets for 5 runs in off I think 2 or 3 overs, and got a couple of kind of big wickets. So, and it kind of calmed the game down. But it was such a buzzing feeling, like people coming in, like, because it was a big wicket. And I think the transformation of being like half an hour ago really frustrated and upset with myself to then being like really excited, like that transfer was kind of, in some ways it felt better in a weird way. Like I think it was just that transformation, and like my parents had come down, my brother had come down, and it was the last game, and then we all got together at the end and had photos, and obviously it's a great place to play, and that's when it got to me, like I was like, oh, that feels good. But probably one of my favourites was here. It was it was my debut. A lot, like my nana came, my auntie, like so, and then a few of the lads from the club came. Like a lot of people obviously come to watch, and that kind of got to me a bit. And then playing in front of a crowd and on Sky, and it kind of was like, oh my god. So it really was. And then I came, and at the end of the game, I mean, we did lose, and it was quite a big defeat. So obviously it wasn't the greatest part, but I hadn't done too bad in the game. And then just seeing everyone after, and like they all coming up giving me hugs, like, and I got loads of messages after, like from friends and long lost friends, and it was just really like, it really got to me that day. I was like, oh my god, like, and I think that was one of the biggest highlights, I'd say, yeah.
Where did you like playing your cricket, Charlotte? Any preferable grounds or pitches?
Oh, blimey. We always tend to do well at Denby.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's always cold.
Yeah.
It is always freezing,
and
isn't it?
wet, but we always tend to do well. No real
Did
preference.
you find a
no,
difference in pitches between a ground like Denby and Derby? I mean, I can remember seeing you back here some years ago.
It was lovely batting here
Different.
because it's a professional track.
Yeah.
And
so what's the difference from, what did you notice as the principal difference then?
it was faster,
Yeah.
which I prefer. You got value for your shots.
Yeah.
And the pitch held up longer. It didn't crumble.
Yeah.
And it just stayed quicker. So
Playing international games down here was always really nice because it's quite a small ground. Like the atmosphere, you know, if you play in a big stadium and it's half empty, it's not always the best. But like to play at a stadium like a ground like this, like the atmosphere can be quite good, can't it?
Well, and I suppose asking you the question, your favourite ground when you won the World Cup of Lords.
I suppose that's what it was.
We all like it. There's nothing wrong with the Rutland ground. We've all played there. Marvellous ground. Anywhere else though that took your fancy? I mean, you've played all over the world. Just give us a flavour of the countries and the grounds you've played on with England.
I really enjoyed playing at the SCG, Sydney Cricket Ground. Played there a couple of times, and that was just really nice. Played at the MCG as well.
What's the biggest crowd you played in front of?
Oh god, that must probably in India.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 10,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did it make a
Place
difference having Sarah's talked about playing here and TV crowd.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference?
I think so, yeah. You really get short for it. I mean, in India, they're just like the crowds are just so noisy. It's just like constant noise, just like a massive buzz around the ground. So yeah, India is a fantastic place to play cricket. Just everyone is just so fanatical about cricket. Whether you're a man or woman playing cricket, just everyone wants to watch cricket. So yeah, it's amazing.
I'm interested also in obviously we've got 3 generations kind of thing of cricketing women. I'm just wondering what the facilities are like generally. I know you talked earlier, Jane, when you said there was no formal ladies cricket, women's cricket. But what are facilities like? I mean, do you share all the same facilities that the men use?
Yeah, well, on a Saturday, sort of Saturday cricket now, not men's cricket apparently. Then yeah, it is. It's all in the same changing room, and I just tend to nip off to the ladies and get changed and what have you. But it doesn't stop them launching clothing and what have you.
Is that likely to change? That every ground will have to have a men's and
well,
women?
I know Darley they've got like a girls' changing room.
Yeah.
But for me, it might sound really silly, but I don't want to then go and sit in that changing room on my own. I'm part of the team. That is my team.
I mean, the beauty of cricket is just the banter that goes on, like in the changing room. So you don't want to be going and sitting in the changing room. Like you can hear them having a laugh in the changing room, and you're just like, I wonder what they're doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is the beauty of cricket.
Because you all seem like pretty formidable characters. I presume your character is part of what's got you where you've got to. You've been starting in a men's game.
I don't think you
having
can
to prove
be
yourself.
too wishy-washy, I don't think, playing men's cricket, because they will find you out.
Yeah.
Do you get much sledging and much on the field?
Yeah.
It's more than just silly
sense
stuff.
from Jane, no, but from Sarah, yes. So is it a modern thing?
No.
I suppose we've probably played on the county league circuit for a long time, so a lot of people know who you are.
I don't think in terms of county cricket we have I mean, obviously you play against Australia and you might get a bit, but
really?
yeah.
It's just
nothing.
Like the men's stuff, it tends to just be silly stuff. Where if you
This look on your face, that's as though silly boys, silly chap.
Well, it's like if we get hit somewhere, it's like, oh, you're going to rub it better. No, I'm not going to rub it better. Are you?
Marvellous.
Yeah.
No, what about you? Now you said, Sarah, that yes, you do a bit of
Well,
sledging.
it kind of changed. So when I first started, it was kind of like, you're a girl, or like, it was stuff like that, like, do you want me to take your guard, me duck? Do you know how to do that? Literally, it was, it'd be like a 40-year-old bloke in the slips, and he's like, do you want to take your thing, my duck? And then I'd block a ball, and because I could hit the ball with the bat, they were like, great shot. Yeah. And it was just kind of like, thanks, like, I can like hit a ball. And then, so that was kind of, it was kind of funny but frustrating at the same time. I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And it was like, ladies first. I was like, well, yeah, I am a lady, so... so it got like that, but then when so the last year I played, it's more like competitive now, like at not at my club, but I moved up to like the seconds and played quite a bit, and I played a bit more regular, and I feel like I got the teams kind of established kind of who I was, not established who I was, but they start over the last couple of years when I got older, they kind of knew who I was and what it was about.
Yeah.
So when the games got heated, they'd treat me like a boy and give me just normal sledging, like
once they respect you as a player.
Yeah, as soon as they respect you, it's like normal sledging with and if I'd give the odd back or whatever, but it was kind of just in the heat of the game, and it would be just a bit more normal. So it kind of changed from you're at me duck kind of thing to then literally to then when you get older, like proper sledging. So
I remember taking a catch on the boundary, and this opposition. And they went, oh, great catch, Flower. I was like, thanks very much. Thank you. First time I've ever got Flower.
Is there like a fellowship of women cricketers? I mean, do you kind of, I mean, presumably there must be some sort of affiliation between you, but do you know, for example, if you're playing against a team in a man's game against another men's team and there's a woman in that team, do you kind of, is there any relationship, any conversation between different girls?
In men's cricket, I've never played against another girl.
Only one.
Really?
That's in nearly 20 years of playing men's cricket.
I don't think I ever have.
So we've got Sarah with full of ambition. You were on the England Academy.
Yeah.
Can we expect another Derbyshire-born England cricketer at any time in the future then?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
These two say yes.
Well, I do. I hope so, because like I think, like I say, from a young age I didn't really know, and then as I got older I was like, oh, I really want to, and then I've been involved in it for it's my third year in the academy, and then it's senior academy, then women. So you have to like work up the stages, but if you do a good performance, you never know where you could get to. So I think it's kind of really pushed off the back of Super League, where I was like playing against actual international players and playing with them kind of got me in a really good insight of what it's like and what they have to do, and I'd just speak to them for half an hour over lunch and you'd get to know more. And obviously the training facility is really good. I go down to Loughborough Uni and they're the best ones there and everything, so at the minute, because I'm having a year off, I'm just pushing as far as I can. Whether that gets me to the senior academy, like you never know where you can go with these things, or go backwards or forwards, but I think because I'm still young, I'm not going to get too bogged down if there's a few setbacks kind of thing, because I've had a few already in the past and kind of learned how to deal with them, so it's kind of, because I had them on from an experience, it's kind of helped me a bit more, so I'm just kind of...
I think it would be criminal if you don't, to be honest, because the natural talent...
Really?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
The hand-eye is outstanding, so...
And how much influence have you been influenced by the Women's World Cup? I mean, that must have been a huge fillip for you to
I kind of already felt it before then, in a weird way. So I'd been training quite a lot and stuff like that, and I'd been training around Loughborough, and I saw the girls occasionally, they're in there all the time pretty much, and I'd see them training and working hard, and I'd hear the odd person chatting and stuff, and you can see them how hard they were working towards the World Cup, and in some ways that more inspired me than it obviously definitely did because I actually went to the game and watched it with a couple of girls from Derbyshire.
The final,
yeah. So it was actually so nice because like it was not just watching them win. It's like I've seen glimpses of the hard work they've had to done, and so seeing those glimpses and seeing like at times it was tough. Like I'd see them doing a running test or doing like fitness or
behind the scenes.
You see behind the scenes and it's not just all glamorous sometimes. So seeing that seeing both sides really brought it on more because it you know what you're going in for kind of thing. Like
you know the hard work behind it, and then you see the end product.
Yeah, like you know like and it reassures you that like it's not. Because I wouldn't want to look at the glorious games and then go, wow, I really want to do that. Throw myself in and I'm like, what's this? What do I have to do?
You know what you've got to do together.
So seeing it's more the before and then the end product was what got me the most, really.
Charlotte, we can't quite work out whether you're retiring or not.
So you won't commit, will you?
Where does the game go for you then in the coming years?
Well, I have retired from county stuff.
Yeah.
Whether I play the odd club stuff, I don't know. Darley have sort of started a women and girls section, which I've sort of taken. It's been landed on me to be the coach and what have you, and I'm loving doing that. Working with like 7-year-old girls who are just enthusiastic about it. I'm non-committal at the moment, to be honest.
But that's a wonderful opportunity for you, isn't it, to put something back and produce some more Sarahs and what have you. Jane, I mean, it's obviously an incredibly long career. Where are you now in terms of cricket?
Okay, so I went to see my Notts coach a couple of weeks ago because I think I'm retiring as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this an exclusive?
Yeah.
This is going on YouTube, you know.
We had a nice chat, got quite emotional.
Yeah, I bet.
Might well up now.
Well, how many years of cricket have you? When did you start?
It's going to be nearly 30 years of playing county cricket. Like I say, I was 15.
Yeah.
And I think when I first played, and I'm 45 now, so.
Well, it's all right. You were the first person to cry on one of these interviews. Before we close, I'm fascinated. I know you're all at different stages of your career, but just in a short. I'll start with you, Jim. Okay. What's the game given to you? What's it meant to you?
It's given me the opportunity to travel to some amazing places that I would never have been to before, meet some amazing people, you know, you get friends for life. Cricket's a game like no other. You spend so much time, you know, with people that you just get such camaraderie and such, you know, bonding, such friendship, you know, as well as all the times on the pitch, but, you know, that's, I mean, that's what's kept me going, playing county cricket for, you know, these last probably 3 or 4 years. Is, you know, the off the field friendships and stuff. So.
Charlotte, I'm sure it'll be a similar response.
It is the same. It's playing different places in the country, going abroad and playing, but then it is the friendships that you make, and they're lasting friendships, and they stand the test of time, really, and it's the community spirit it has.
Sarah, it's a very
hard to
person.
But it is literally the same, like you say, with the friends on and off the pitch and the places you get to go. But another one for me is like a lot of my very close friends and family are all from the same club, so you get that family even when you're at home and you're talking about it, and it go like when you have like a social or like a Christmas do or something like still I swear every Christmas dinner my dad's still talking about all the games. So like it never kind of goes away. So I think it is that kind of my like personally it's like the family and friends thing at the club. So like even when I'm going to cricket, I'm not going to cricket. If you know what I mean.
You're going to see friends.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you well in your future, Sarah. Hopefully we've got a future England player. In retirement, I wish you both the best, Charlotte and Jane.
Thank you.
And I really do thank you for contributing to this. And I hope in years to come people will be able to watch this and say, how wonderful, how wonderful. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.